Look at this fucking guy. Look at this guy. Big and red and ugly. Your forehead is approximately 6 football fields in length, width, and diameter.
Diameter just all the way around this football
100%,
field.
100%. 100%.
Big ass head.
All right, well, you have a good one, John.
I shall.
So, obviously, not a regular video today. Something a little bit completely out of left field for anybody that's been following the channel so far. But I said I was going to kind of do some interesting stuff on some of my rest days. And that's what we're going to do today. So I have been collecting Transformers molds and figures for the last, I want to say, year and a couple months. And it slowly started as like, okay, you know, I got these when I was a kid. Cool little thing here and there. And then as you'll see, it's slowly evolved into what I would consider an addiction. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'll give you guys a pretty brief glimpse of like all of them. And then I'm just going to go through my top 10. I'm going to show them off and then we'll kind of take a look at them piece by piece. I'm not going to get into every like transformation and every little bit of it today. Because that would just take a ridiculous amount of time. And to be dead honest with you, I just bought some of these. I have no idea how to transform like half of them. And they just sit in robot mode on my shelf currently. So without further ado, let's just fucking get into it, shall we? This is G2 Toxitron. This is a leader class that I picked up at a Walmart on the other side of town on like a random whim. And I was like, whoa, haven't seen that one before on anything other than just ads or like Hasbro Pulse. So I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I need to fucking pick him up without a doubt. And just to give you guys a pretty good view of what he's looking like all the way around. And he transforms into pretty much this badass purple and green semi that I'm absolutely fucking in love with, dude. It's not as articulate as a lot of the other ones that I do own, which is something that, you know, it's not a huge deal, but when I'm buying these, I'm really looking for how well they can articulate, how well they can pose. This one's got pretty decent joints, pretty decent articulation. Nothing that I'm really worried about breaking or faltering over time. And then the other part of this guy that kind of goes further into his transformation that I wanted to show you guys is that he also comes with basically this, which is his trailer, which turns into like this kind of crazy battle station thing. Just overall transforms. There we go. I'm not gonna do the whole thing like I said, but yeah, definitely one of my fucking favorites. But boom, Toxitron. Sweet. At number 9, I have leader class Armada Megatron. And you're probably going to see a lot of leader class on this list or on my channel, just because the size of these figures and the articulation, sorry, my bad. But the size of the figure and the articulation is something that the leader class go above and beyond with. The one thing that I do kind of have issue with a lot of these figures and specifically, and this one, I've definitely like been just sitting here kind of analyzing this one and seeing this as a problem, but these hollow squares here, obviously they're for the transformation, but if you were just displaying it, I'm almost looking for an upgrade kit, or I don't know if one exists where you can just patch those hollow pieces. Otherwise, I actually have transformed this one. The transformation is pretty quick, clean, sleek. I like his overall design. I'm really into a lot of the purple and green Decepticons. I think they just a lot of their designs come out to be like pretty freaking sick, right? So the one gripe that I have with this leader class in particular is that when I bought it, his cannon thing came kind of like warped up. I don't know if that is like standard or if mine is just screwed, but in all the other pictures that I've seen, that has not been a problem. And that was fresh out of the box, because otherwise this thing has done nothing but sit on a shelf. So that is Armada Megatron, and I think he is just super fucking cool. So let's move on. Number 8. And for number 8, I have Leader Class Galvatron. Now this is basically Megatron as he has been upgraded from Unicron, which throughout the series, Megatron is pretty badly damaged in battle after killing Optimus Prime in the original show. He's picked up by Unicron and upgraded into Galvatron. Now, I was really excited when I picked up this leader class, and then over time, or like when I initially got it, I did not like how big and like bulky each of the shoulder joints are, and how much he kind of looked like, I don't know, just way too big, bulky originally, and he had these like tracks that don't really sit in very well anywhere. So initially I was like, yeah, nah, this was kind of a waste of money. You know, I wish I would have gotten a better Galvatron. But over time, and especially as you compare him and his size, God, this one in particular is really hard to stand up, and he doesn't have the best leg joints either. But when you compare that size, especially to some of the other Voyager or leader class figures, like, let me just, for instance, pick up so let me bring in, this is a Studio Series variant from the movie. I think it was the 4th one, the Age of Extinction. Is it Age of Extinction? I don't remember right off the top of my head. But basically, in size comparison to Studio Series Galvatron, he's about equal. I know it's kind of hard to tell from that angle, but he's about equal in size and height. And compared to some of the other smaller characters, like Cliffjumper, he is pretty lore accurate in size, to be dead honest. So I thought he was, you know, he became a lot cooler to me after that. I thought the leg, you know, his leg design is pretty sleek compared to everything else besides the joints. Honestly, I like those legs. You know, is what it is, dude. Fucking badass robot. So down to number 7, we have Nemesis Leo Prime. And right off the rip, you can probably tell what my critiques are gonna be with this mold in particular. But just the idea of this black and like Miami blue Leo Prime is such a cool idea to me. The Nemesis combination and not making the eyes and the rest of the coloring on the mold red is probably one of the better design decisions on this mold in particular. Otherwise, we kind of have a lot of those lion parts or parts to the transformation that just don't fit with the rest of the mold. They're kind of hard. Like, this is supposed to be kind of a shoulder cover. It doesn't really do the job as well. I mean, in theory, when you're looking at it in the box, it doesn't look bad, and then you kind of get it out, and it just feels like those shoulders really take away from a large amount of what could have made this mold a lot cooler. But the other thing that you got to kind of think about is, like, for the design of Leo Prime himself, this is one of the more accurate versions for what they could have done. So that's one of the reasons why this figure is like way higher on my list compared to a couple of the other ones, because, dude, I mean, he's just fucking sick, man. He's just fucking sick. Look at that guy. Look at that dude. So let's move on. We're gonna go to 6, and for 6, I have Sideswipe. I think it's G2 Universe Sideswipe, and he turns into kind of a small Lamborghini. He is one of the smaller, I think he's deluxe. I think he's a deluxe class, but he turns into a pretty cool Lamborghini with this like kind of cloud print and like summer print vibe on him. And I just think he, like, due to the colors and everything, I just think he's really cool. Like, obviously when it comes to characters that I would put in a set to take like pictures of, he is not really what I'm going for, unless I'm gonna put him next to a Capri Sun and then photograph him next to a Capri Sun. But otherwise, he is a really cool color variant of the Siege Universe Sideswipe. And I don't have the Siege Universe Sideswipe, but it is on my list, and he's the red and white version of Sideswipe. So exact same mold, couple of head differences maybe, but different colors, and I will have it in the future. So I'll make a video when I get that. Otherwise, here is G2 Sideswipe. And that is number 6. On to number 5, I have Armada Universe Starcream. And he comes with a couple of separate little tools. He comes with the Star Saber and then his broken wing, which I do have. They're in a kind of a plastic bag that I keep a lot of the accessories and stuff in. But yeah, let's look at some of the initial problems here. So obviously there's nothing that's necessarily broken or anything like that, and they are just kind of like peg pop-in leg molds. But this is an example of something that I think is really cool looking, and they did the design the right way. The ratchets and all the pins and connections are just not sturdy enough for him to really pose how I want him to. And so if I wanted to like crouch him or anything like that, it just takes some extra work, or maybe I'll need a support or something like that. But I really like this design of Starscream. There's not a lot of others in the Transformers series that really look like this, that are really like as detailed as some of the Armada designs. And obviously, like with the Armada Megatron too, you can see that they're a lot more detailed. They're modeled after a lot of real world military, like especially the Decepticons, they're modeled after a lot of like real world military jets, vehicles whatsoever, which, you know, most of them are, right? But when it comes to like design, color, everything, and when it comes to like actually military-esque style, I think Armada has the rest of the series pretty much beat, and I'm in love with this Starscream. And obviously that's like supposed to be how his cannons are, especially in the show. They're supposed to stand up and look like that. I just think that looks kind of goofy in some areas, so I always like to flip them back and keep them up looking like that. So that is Starscream. Number 4, and this is one of my favorites, and the next couple are all going to be very similar, but we have Siege Ultra Magnus, the A-frame, which the A-frame molds have become my favorite mold in the community. Not necessarily in the community, but out of all Transformers molds there are, this A-frame mold is one of my favorites out of every single one that has ever been made. I don't like how swervy his gun is here. It makes posing a little difficult, but it's only with this gun, and oddly, it's because the shape, the bezel, like obviously in the mold, this is a little flatter here and a little flatter here than it's supposed to be. It's not fully round compared to, say, some of his accessory guns, which have a fully round peg to insert directly into the hand. Now, unfortunately, that causes issues when trying to pose with this rifle, but that's not really a problem to me, considering the fact that he just looks so damn cool by himself. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of these shoulders. I'm a huge fan of the armor overall, and his transformation to the armored convoy is an even cooler concept. It just takes a lot of time. So otherwise, you can actually pull a few of these pieces off, and these are why this is why the A-frame is one of my favorite mold designs. So we pull all of his armor off here. I feel kind of like I'm undressing him, and I, you know, like a Barbie doll. Not really what I'm going for, but it is what it is, right? I gotta struggle to get that one off. So obviously you can see kind of what I'm getting at here. So you have these pieces, this that slides up onto his back, then pull his forward front face out. Lean that back in, and boom, we have Ultra Magnus at his core as a Prime. Look at that, dude. I love that mold so much. The white Optimus Prime mold has always been straight up one of my favorites. And I guess it's not Optimus Prime because the white Optimus Prime is Ultra Magnus. But still, look at that, dude. That is such a cool fucking cut mold. Obviously not as cool from the back, but it still gets the job done. I think that is like, perfect. I fucking love this mold, dude. And you guys will see in like the #1 spot why I'm hyping this mold up. 100%. This one's fucking awesome. So without further ado, we're just gonna get all this out of the way, and we'll move on to our #3 spot. We have our second A-frame, and you guys should know exactly who this is without me even saying. This is Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. I believe that this upgraded version was, is it from Armada? I don't even know. I don't even know what it's from because this was from the Siege line of toys. But just look at how fucking good this guy looks. I love that head sculpt. That fucking head armor is badass, dude. And he comes with these stacks on the side that can be attached to the back or attached to the vehicle mode. And oh my god, the wings are just super menacing. Everything about him is just fucking cool. He's got these big old guns on the back here. So let me show you that little gimmick real quick. So he's got these large, like anti-air guns that come out. You stick the hand in if he wants to do it. You stick that hand in and boom, he is in dual turret mode. And it's kind of an iffy, you know, like pushing in, you have to kind of get it exactly right. And it's meant to be posed, but I love those fucking guns, dude. I love those fucking guns. So obviously you guys know what this one does too. So pull these back. This will come back up. Both directions. We'll fucking take off those stack pieces. Take off those shoulder pieces there. Take off his back section. And then we got each of the legs. And then my favorite, like this is literally one of my favorite parts about this guy in particular, is that he forms out to be a base, like a really good interpretation of G1 Optimus Prime. Like I love that mold. Like it looked good in the white with Ultra Magnus, but oh my god, with the other chest, and obviously it's a little bulkier, but that mold is just pristine. That is one of my favorites. Without a doubt, looks so much like that classic G1 that we all know and love. Oh my god, perfect. I just love how the Galaxy Upgrade and his back, like him reverting back to form is so seamless. And he's got some of the battle damage on him as well. Oh my god. Well, I guess not as much battle damage as like Ultra Magnus, but ships here and there. He is just tight. So, without further ado, we'll move on to the second spot. This is, I believe, a Voyager class, but this is Warf for Cybertron Megatron. This is one of my absolute favorite, like, oh my god, this mold is so fucking cool. This is from the Warf for Cybertron games, and I think that he is just overall imposing. Like, I 100% think that this mold is one of the ones where it's like, oh shit, like, he's on the fucking shelf, you know what I mean? Maybe not even he's on the shelf, but like, this is one of the poses that I feel like Megatron, like, you'd 100% see with like him and his gun facing forward. And just look at that. Look at that guy. Oh my god, dude. I love that fucking pose. I love that pose specifically, and I love that fucking character. And when you put him next to just any of the other Decepticons, like, I may be nerding out a little bit, and you guys didn't get to see him either, but I may be nerding out a little bit, but oh my god, just having some of them together is fucking sick. Is fucking sick. Megatron also comes with like his battle mace, his electric battle mace that he uses in the game. This dude is just all around probably one of, like, dude, just so fucking cool. This fucking tank cannon goes on his back just like, you know, it would a normal tank, which makes his robot mode even that much cooler. And that way he can say he wants to use his fucking beaten saber or whatever the fuck he's got here. I don't even know if this is like big electro mace. Boom. Boom. Fucking badass, dude. In my opinion. I get super fired up about these, so I apologize, but dude, fucking Warf for Cybertron Megatron. So, little bit extra here, because just because I was talking about Warf for Cybertron, I wanted to bring him back out again and give you guys a second look at Warf for Cybertron Cliff Jumper, just because I think he is also pretty cool. They have a Warf for Cybertron Bumblebee. I do not have Warf for Cybertron Bumblebee, but I want him. He's pretty much exactly the same as Cliff Jumper from what I know. But so, take his arm off, right? Or take his gun off his arm. And then he's got that attachable arm there. That should just fit in. I don't know where the peg is. Is the peg set up right? But yeah, it just fits in. So, you can either have just the regular Cliff Jumper with his sword. You can have, you know, if you're really doing photography, you can have damaged Cliff Jumper. Or you can have that gun there. And he's also got another gun on his back that you can attach as well. But let's be real. Like Cliff Jumper in most of the shows and everything, you're probably going to be rocking the damaged Cliff Jumper if you don't have the zombie variant of his mold. Which, I don't know if they have, like, it'd be really cool if somebody did a zombie version of the Warf for Cybertron Cliff Jumper mold. But they do have, like, not even like a third-party version of it online somewhere that is pretty cool. I don't know, maybe I'll find it on screen or something. But number one spot here goes to none other but Nova Prime. Nova Prime. Another A-frame, my favorite A-frame, just because of the gold and the blue and the ice white. The ice white is so sick, and he's a very different plastic than the other A-frame. Doing the splits there. He's a very different plastic than a lot of the other A-frames. He feels just super high quality and super fucking good to have on this. Like, he feels super high quality and super fucking cool to have on the shelf. I mean, just look at that guy. Fucking, like, the Galaxy Optimus Prime, but upgraded. I didn't think it could get better. He was one that just recently came out a little bit earlier this year. I want to say no, he literally came out in October. I pre-ordered him 3 months prior, and Amazon fucked up my pre-order, so I wasn't able to get it then, and I kind of forgot about it. And then he actually went on sale for about $20, $20 cheaper than retail price. So I got him for $30. Actually bought a couple, resold the other one, and I've kept this one for my own personal collection. And one of my favorite things about Nova Prime in specific, when it comes to Nova Prime in specific, he actually came in this box, which obviously, like, compared to many of the other, like, boxes that a lot of these guys come in, this is fucking huge. This folds open. This has a whole, like, secret compartment. He was wrapped up in white tissue paper, and everything was wrapped and completely, you know, put together. It looked awesome. It was awesome when it came out compared to some of the other leader class box designs, such as the Galvatron box design, which is almost half the size in a completely different shape. And yes, I keep every single one of my boxes. So back to actually kind of assessing and going through Nova Prime here. Dude, where do I even start? Where do I even start? He's just so cool. So we'll go through this A-frame exactly like the other one. He's very similar to Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. He has some of these accessory guns as well on the bottom. And then he has his big cannons as well, which are obviously a very different color. And then the wings, which are much different than the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. But then from removing the back of him, these shoulder pieces, which already check out, like his chest plate has that awesome fucking like gray shit there, which the other ones don't have. I believe that theirs are just like flat and like the solid color that they are. But then take off everything here. Oh, God. And those are on there tight compared to the other ones too. Like those really are an improvement compared to the other guys. And so we pop them out here. And boom. Boom, you guys. I just want to show you how cool he seriously is. Oh my God, dude. You know, he may not look that great from this perspective, but dude, the white and gold, I'm in love with it. I don't know if this joint slides all the way up like the other one. I don't believe it does, but without a doubt, still super fucking cool, dude. Still super cool. And then just again for comparison, here these guys are on screen, and we'll bring them in just a little bit closer for you guys. So just again, for initial comparison, these are the two Galaxy Upgrade type editions, and then this is the Siege mold. Obviously, I think the Siege mold for Ultra Magnus is a little bit off-white compared to the ice white that Nova Prime is, but the Siege mold is also supposed to have the gray battle damage and stuff, so I think it's kind of a good offset. I think the red eyes versus the blue eyes are really cool, and I think that the blue mask here versus the silver that's kind of on this one otherwise is those are great changes to kind of make the same mold but disperse the colors. I think it's just awesome reuse of the mold. And then this guy here, Optimus Prime, fucking cool. So other than that, guys, I guess the last thing that I could fucking pop out and show you, because we didn't really stick to our 10 rule there today and knock those guys over, unfortunately, but Combiner Wars Optimus Prime in the box. And if you guys take a look here, I'm pretty sure this is not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that this mold for the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime is based on Nova Prime from the comics. So probably never going to open this just because this mold is still increasing in value. This is an old one. I don't want to take it out of the box. Some of the corners are a little whatever, but that shouldn't diminish the value of them too much. Honestly, they usually retain a lot of their value. A lot of the ones that have opened as of right now, to be honest with you, my plan is to pretty much just keep them as long as I can, keep them as long as I can get enjoyment out of them. You know what I mean? So with that said, with that done, and without much else to say, yeah, we'll be back at it with the fucking lifting videos tomorrow. We'll come right back in and slam some fucking chests since we hit legs the last time. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this one. It was kind of fun to make. Really cool to kind of get out there and share this hobby out, since it's something that I don't, very openly talk about all the time. But it's something that I'm going to keep pushing forward. If you guys want to see updates on the collection, updates on any of the other shit like that, or see more videos like this where I go a little bit more in depth with my hobbies or just some of the shit that I'm doing, let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you guys enjoyed this one. Fucking throw a like down, and if you guys want to see more content like this in the future, shoot me a fucking subscription. I'd appreciate it. Sorry, that was kind of all over the place, but we'll fucking see you guys in the next one, basically. So yeah, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled content of hitting chest in the gym tomorrow, but this is just one of my hobbies that I kind of wanted to get out there. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, you know, a like, a comment, and throwing a subscription down is always appreciated. We're still shooting for 100 subscribers in the next, like, let's shoot 20 days. 20 days. Can we hit 100? Honestly, I think we absolutely, without a doubt, can. So, without further ado, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!